Hey everybody, welcome to another live stream. We're going to do this super cute card today, and it is a circle card, a circle bear card, and it's a circle card literally, but it's made into a bear, to look like a bear, and it's super adorable. I did all the cutouts, and everybody who wants the template, this is the template, and you'll get this for free. Just go over on to qualitycrafts.com. Go under the store and scroll down. You'll eventually find him. Now, I'm not super great at making SVGs yet, but technically there's an SVG in there for you, but when I loaded it into my Silhouette software, it didn't visibly make the cut line, so I still had to do that. They will be getting better. This was just my one-off chance. It's completely free template. You don't have to pay for it. And that way, if you want to print this out and cut them, and print them on colored paper and cut them out, it'll save you a lot of time. And this is for people who maybe have a printer, but don't have a lot of tools to be making this card with. So I just wanted to say that right off the bat. If you're watching me archived, you can skip the beginning here where I talk to people. We're going to just welcome in our community in the craft center, the chat center, until about 5 after, and then we'll get started on the project. So Michelle, Calvert, and Penny are both in blue, and they are our moderators. So if you see a person in blue in the chat, that's who they are. Hi, Jennifer. Looks like we've got Crafting with Aunt Petunia, and we've got Aunt Beck's Creations here tonight. We're going to give people a little bit more time to come in. Some do not chat. I realize there's a whole plethora of you guys out there from around the world that are coming in to watch, but you don't chat. Maybe you're on a mobile. So I just want to welcome you guys, too. Thanks for coming. And while we have a minute here, I want to invite everybody who's here and anybody who's new over to Quality Crafts on Facebook. Everybody and anybody is welcome to join that community. There's 3 questions to answer when you try to get into that group, and that's just a really good way for us to tell that people really want to be put in the group, and that we're not dumping people in who don't want to be there, and that we're keeping out the spam and the scam to keep you guys safe. So it is a no participation police, non-commitment, non-drama group, and we'd love to have you. So head on over there. We actually have some sunshine here today. You probably can't tell, but I am feeling like complete garbage today. I did go to the doctor. I have an infection and just some other aches and pains and things that I might have to go to physical therapy for. Other than that, things are awesome. So just know that even if you are, even if you are struggling with chronic disease and stuff like that, just give it your all. You can do it. It's going to be super fun. We're going to make this card tonight. I've got about 1 more minute. I hope you guys have brought your pajama pants. Woo! And your drinks. Cheers, guys. I'm really glad you're here. Oh, yay, hearts. Hearts to the newbies. Crafting with Aunt Petunia. Thanks for coming. We are always glad to have you guys when you're new. So let's get started on the project at 6:05. I'm just going to back out a tad here. There we go. Just so that you can see everything I'm doing. I might bring it back in, but I'm going to move all this out of the way. This is the template that you will get if you go to the store and look for it. It's absolutely free. You do not have to pay for it. You just have to get in onto the store. I'm really hoping that somebody will put the store link in there for you guys. Oh, and I know you guys are going to be like, no, you said you were going to start the project, but I have to say that all of these videos are free to you guys, and they're free to you guys because of my patrons who pledge to me and keep this an ongoing channel for you guys. So, my latest goal on Patreon got reached. Yay! 40 patrons I reached. Thank you guys so much for all the support. It's just been amazing and it's super awesome. I also want to share with you the updated list, and here are some of our awesome patrons. Deborah Miller and Leanne Warner are VIP patrons. They pledge at one of the top tiers. And the newbies we have Diane Gaines, we have Tamara Corso, Tammy Valley, Karen Stewart, and Carmen Grudier. So thank you guys for joining this month and helping me reach my goal. That is super awesome. So thank you, everyone. Now, I kind of gabbed a little bit to give you guys a minute to go over to the store if you really want to do this. So hi, Card Fairy. We've got people from all over the world. Kansas is here. I think some people from the UK. So go ahead and grab this template if you want it, even if you want to grab it afterwards. And I'm going to turn off the autofocus for a moment because I know that gives a lot of people headaches and it zooms in and out. And we're going to get started making this card. Now the template is for you guys who don't have like templates. I'm using that word quite a lot, aren't I? If you don't have things like this or electronic machines or things to trace to cut out your circles, that printable is an easy one for you guys to just print out and then cut it, make a template, and then you can trace them and make as many of these guys as you want. So the bottom part of the card here, this back piece that opens up, okay, we're just making 2 circles and just putting a little score mark across the back. That's it. That's all that you need. And I'm using the largest circle that I have. And on mine, it's a 4-inch circle. So you're going to get true to the size that I'm making today in that template. So that's what I'm going to do with you today. I'm going to show you how to cut all these out, how they were inked, and how to draw on the little feet and all that good stuff. Sometimes I just get a little too excited and I forget things. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. Somebody, it is like super hot in here today. I have the window open. You'll probably hear some traffic and some birds. Somebody said to me in a comment earlier that they really liked the fact that my channel is realistic crafting. And I have to agree with you guys. This is not all pre-planned out and super, gone through and obviously live, so it's not edited. So you're going to get all of the real stuff that goes on here. So a 4-inch circle is what we're using for our card base, because this is literally going to be a card you can send. I didn't actually check to see if this would fit in an A2 size card, so let's just look now. This is a card I made on Wednesday, so if you missed that 5-minute card, you're going to want to go back and check that out. And yes, indeed, this bear is just about the size of an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So if you have regular cards, if you have regular envelopes for cards like this, he is going to fit. Yeehaw! That is so awesome. I didn't think about that when I made that, guys. I just created this card off just because I wanted to. So, blah. Okay. Oh, Krissa is here. Thank you. She joins us from Greece, you guys. People all over the world come in to watch crafting. It's so cool. So here's another circle. Like I said, we need 2 because this is going to be our card base, correct? Then we need 1 for his belly and his head, and that's the same size. And I'm just going to double check here. This is the circle that I used for that one. And if you're following along, this one is a 3-inch circle, and we need 2 of them. And it's all made from the same cardstock, this like craft cardstock you have, or any kind of light brown. So 1 for his head, and then 1 for his belly. Then we need 4 circles, 2 for his ears and 2 for his feet. And I used this one right here, and this is 1 1/2-inch circle. So we need 4 of those total. An ear, and an ear, and a foot, and a foot. And like I said, if you are using the template, you won't have to do all this tracing. You'll just literally print it out and cut it out and use it as a traceable template that you can save and use over and over again. That is one of the really super exciting things that is coming. I just blurted that out. If you stick around, my store will be under construction this weekend. I'm going to upgrade. I've upgraded to a different account. I'm going to get in the e-commerce. Things are going to run a lot smoothly. It's going to look more even on the page. I've already begun that process, but I'm really going to have to shut everything down to get that done this weekend. So now I'm making these 2 little circles for the inside of his ears, and those are 1 inch. So a circle for that, and a circle for that. And the 1 inch is the same for the eyes as well. But I want to do that on white, because I want his eyes to be white. I'm just going to double check, make sure that I did that. They're actually a little bit smaller. Let me grab my punch. Now on the template, you're going to have the correct sizes, because what I did was I punched these out and then I traced them for you so that you don't have to worry if you didn't have this this machine. So I guess, yes, it is 1 inch. It just looks a lot smaller to me for some reason, but let me just punch these out. 2 for the eyes. I guess so. They just seemed a lot smaller to me. So there's 2 for the eyes. These were the ears. Those are the eyes. And then 2 of the smaller ones for the black part of his eyes. And those are 3/4 of an inch. So this one is hard to see, but it's 3/4 of an inch right here. I don't have the autofocus on because it jumps around and makes people crazy. And that's going to be punched out of black paper. So if you're using the template, you're going to want to make sure that your smaller ones are black, and that's perfect. So we'll just punch out 2 of those. So if you have the punches and you can follow along, that's awesome. If you have the Fiskars templates where you can trace the circles, you can follow along with that. And then the little nose here, that I just made up. I just hand drew it and cut it out. I traced it onto the template for you guys so that you don't have to worry about if you don't have drawing skills or not. But if you don't have the template, you're just going to have to kind of cut one out and draw it like I'm doing right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and just make one by hand. And it's probably not going to be exactly the same as the other one, but that's okay. I'm just going to double check that it's way too big, so I'm going to cut a little bit of it off, make it a little bit smaller. And then we're just going to get to putting this little guy together. It's so easy. He looks like a super wow project, right? But really easy to make. There you go. His little nose is just a little bit smaller. So you'll have that on your template as well. I'm going to show you that one more time, just in case you guys didn't see it in the very, very beginning. I'm going to get this off of my screen here. Oh, well, that's silly. I thought I had something else on my copy, but I don't. So what we're making today is a circle card that looks like a bear. It's going to be super easy to make. You get the free template over on my store at qualitycrafts.com. And it looks like this. So you pretty much have the same things we have here, only all in an easy to print cutout template so that you can make it too. Alright. So the next thing I have to do is slide these guys. I'm going to put these right on top of the white ones so I don't lose them. Those are my eyeballs and my nose. And then we're just going to cut out the pieces, and that's it. I'm going to show you how I did the 2 shades. So if you are going to cut these out on different color paper, the 2 pieces of the ear and the belly are going to be a different color brown. And you can make them a dark brown or a light brown. Totally up to you, however you want your bear to look. What I'm going to do is use a couple of Spectrum Noir markers. I did, last time I used this black to color the nose, but this time I cut it out of black, as you can see here. But I used this TN3, which looks almost the same color as this, but when you color on it, it gives you this darker brown shade. So if you have colors of markers, they don't have to be Spectrum Noir, they don't have to be alcohol markers. You can color your pages if you don't have the exact color paper that you want, and that's a really cool tip that you can use. You're definitely going to want a marker for doing the feet. I'm using a Sharpie marker because they don't bleed as much as an alcohol marker would bleed. So you're going to want to make sure that you use a Sharpie or a permanent marker for that. That was a really good question. Thank you for that. So yeah, 2 shades of brown, a white, and a black. That's basically all you need. So let's get to cutting out these pieces. And then it's up to you. You can decorate it however you want. You can give the guy little googly eyes if you want. Or if you don't have googly eyes, a friend of mine showed me this really cool tip where she did the eyes like we do, like on this little guy. And then she put little glossy accent over the whole thing, and I swear I thought she had googly eyes on him. just because of the glossy accent. It looked just like that. Glossy accent, also known as, what else do they call that stuff? Glass, liquid glass, or embossing liquid, or there's a lot of different names for it. Yeah, you know what, guys? Cheers to those who stay up until the middle of the night across the world to watch. You guys are amazing. So we're actually preparing the card base right now with these 2 circles, and they are 4-inch circles. So in case you're not using the template and you want to work along, you need 2 4-inch round circles. Now, you do not have to follow the sizes that I've put out for you, but if you do, you'll end up with a card that looks just like my bear that's in the screen right now, and it'll fit in an A2 size envelope, which is awesome, right? And if you don't want the pencil marks, go ahead and just erase them. I've got some pencil marks on here. You can hardly see them. I just put mine face down because you're really not going to see them that much. And then to put this card base together, if you look on the back, there's just one little mark across here, and that makes the back flap able to open. So here's the front of your card, but when you open it, do you see how the ears go go back like that, and it's not catching on anything? So the bottom card is the one that you're going to want your score mark on, and it doesn't matter how much of a score mark you make. That is totally up to you. So this is my back piece, and I'm just going to do about that much. So if those of you who are watching who really like measurements, I'm going to tell you how wide that is. About 1/2 inch. And you can use the back of a pencil or the end of anything to do your score mark with. I'm just going to use my bone folder because I have it here. And you're just going to go back and forth until you get a nice etched line there. Just enough so that you can see that line so that you can fold it straight across. Okay? And that's going to be underneath on the back side. And it's going to, if I hold it there, it's going to allow your card to open up. Okay? So we're just going to put a little bit of glue right on that spot and glue it together. And that's it. That's all there is to putting that card together. And now we're just going to put all the pieces of the bear together and put them on the front of the card. And hopefully, if things go well, I will be showing you how to do it in a way that when he stands up like this, that he won't lean to one side. Although it doesn't really matter to me. He's super cute either way. But while you're adding the bear, if you keep in mind that this is your leveling mark, you're going to want to put the ears and the feet, especially the feet because they're the ones on the bottom, but you're going to want to put the feet on in a way that when you put it on the page, this line stays level, if you get my meaning, so that when it stands up, the feet are bumping the table so that he stays standing in the middle. I hope that makes sense. As we go along, I'm sure it'll make more sense than what it just did right now if this is something that's super new to you. And the next 2 pieces are the 3-inch circles, and these are for his face and his belly. So we're going to go ahead and cut these out next. If you've already gone ahead and cut yours in 2 different colored papers, then you're going to skip the coloring portion. But if not, I'm going to just show you how I color it with my Spectrum Noir markers to change the color of the paper. And like I said, you don't need any special markers to do it. But if you've got other markers, any kind, even Crayola, doesn't matter what kind of markers you're using, you can color your paper to a different color if you can't afford to buy, a bunch of different shades of brown at the moment or whatnot. Whatever your budget is like, this should be able to fit into it. It's a super easy card, all circles. The template is free. You can find it on qualitycrafts.com. And I'm going to grab a piece of scratch paper here. And this one is his face, okay? And this one is his belly, and I want this one to be colored. So like I said, I'm just taking a very light brown color because when I put this marker on here, it's going to darken that paper up and make it look like it's just a shade darker. So somebody asked me one day when I was using my Spectrum Noir markers, do you use the chisel end? This is the chisel end. It's the big fat end. And I said yes, mostly when I'm coloring paper to match my project. This is exactly what I was talking about. So if you go over and over with an alcohol marker, it will blend it all together and make it look like it's been, you know, just one color all the way through. You see marks now, but it should, you know, fade into one blended color. If not, I'm not too particular, but we'll keep an eye on that. Now we've got these 4 little pieces here. And these 2 smaller ones are going to be the insides of his ears, and they're going to be colored as well, so I'm going to do those next, just because I've got my marker out here. Yes, good point. Somebody said you can even use your ink pads to color. So if you've got ink pads but no markers, you're all set. If you've got markers and no ink pads, you're all set. If all you have is colored pencils, you're all set. Just use your colored pencils. Whatever you have. Wow, there was just a bird twittering out there a minute ago, and he finally quieted down. We have a family of cardinals, several families actually, that hang out about here, so we see a lot of those. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and color this one as well, same color. Okay, and if you really like a dark colored bear, you can use even darker colors. You could even use black or a really, really deep brown. But there are the 2 or the 3 pieces that have to be colored. That's his face. This is the base. Okay, and we've got 4 more pieces. So these 4 are going to be his 2 ears and his 2 feet. So some of you guys don't like fussy cutting, and in that case, you can take that template and you can put it into any of your cut files if you've got machines, because I know some of you guys do. And you can have your machine cut it out for you. Just slide the paper in and away you go. Scan and cut, Cricut, Silhouette, whatever you have. I'm not sure if I take the silence in the chat as the fact that a lot of people are working with me today, or if you guys are just really, really tired and can't wait for it to be Friday. I can't wait for school to be out, I'll tell you that. I'd like to just be able to have the freedom to take care of my health issues as I see fit when I need to, because being trapped in a school, any kind of job, really doesn't matter what you do. When you have health issues, just it's really hard to take care of yourself when you have to be there for someone else. Hi, Renee. Who else joined us while I wasn't looking? Jamie Hunt, Christy Essen, Kimberly Gilbert. Cheers, guys. So if you missed the beginning, we're making this bear. We're doing it basically with a bunch of cutouts. Here's the template that you can get for free on qualitycrafts.com. This summer, we're hoping to get a lot more digital things in the store for you guys. So we'll see how that plays out. And I've got, I believe, all of the pieces for the bear cut, right? So the next thing we're going to do is, if you look real closely, you can see that around the ears and around the face and that kind of thing, you're going to see like a kind of a halo effect of me going around the edges with some ink. So if you have inks and a tool available, you're going to want to do that because it makes a real difference in how that bear ends up looking. So on the light pieces, I used my Vintage Photo Distress ink, which you could use any kind of light brown ink. It really doesn't matter. Distress inks are not required. It's just that I have so many of them, and they're just so easy for me to reach out and use that's what I end up using. I was going to use a different one, but I just use pieces of felt because this is a Velcro piece here. Cheers, Penny! And just rub it on the ink. It looks like Liney got into this one because his little hairs are all over the place. And then you just rub it around the edge of your card, and that's it. Twist and turn, twist and rub, and twist and rub. And so there's the difference. You can see that little halo of brown. You can go further into it if you want, but this is going to be where that belly of his goes. Let me make sure I see where the top is. Okay, so it's going to go this way. All right, so we're going to do that with all of the light colored pieces first. And if you feel like, you know, it's getting too light or it's running out of color, that's when I just dip it or rub it back into the ink. And then I just keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I love that movie. Dory is awesome. Cheers, you guys. Thanks for coming. You guys have any opinions on what times work best for you once the summer begins? Like, are you guys changing schedule like I am? Like, I'm not. I don't work during the summer. Well, I've worked every single summer that I know of, but this summer I'm not working as in going out and looking for a job, like a nanny or a babysitting job or a cashier or a server or anything like that. I'm working on this business, and that's it. I'm working for you guys this summer, and I'm just curious, do you guys have a differing schedule during the summer or not? And are there better times for live streams during the summer that maybe we could get more participants in? Let me know that, because I'd be curious to know if I should be making some schedule changes for you guys. And now I'm going to use my walnut stain, which is a little bit darker of a brown. And I'm going to use that on the darker colors just because I think it shows up a little better. It's not necessary. You can use the same brown on all of them. I just want to get that little bit of a varied look to his belly and his ears. I hope I haven't lost the chat. I haven't seen anybody saying anything in the chat for quite a bit here. So most of you guys have traditional 9-to-5 jobs. Maybe you guys don't work. I don't know. Maybe you'd like to see a daytime. Maybe you would really like to see a daytime one. Let me know. Oh, cute idea. Yes. Using blues and pinks can make this a really cute baby card. Or somebody was asking what to make for a 2- or 3-year-old. That would work too. It's going to get a bit messy on the fingers. So I'm just going to wipe that off so that I don't transfer that brown onto his white eyeballs or anything else. And I always have these towels laying around too, just in case. And so now we're going to start putting him together. We've got everything all inked up here. And here is his base. I'm going to make sure that this line stays parallel as it can as I put the pieces together. The belly won't matter, so we're going to put that one on first. Your brain works better in the morning. Somebody else said they were home all day. Okay, so I could get away with doing maybe a daytime one. That's good to know. So I think I might do that. So we're going to put the little tummy, the little belly right here in the middle. You know, as close as I can get to the center. How should I about the cat, Penny? I made a cat too, but it's really, really ugly. But I guess if enough of you guys want to see it, I'll show you the cat. So 2 of these, like I said, were going to be the ears, and these are the these go on the ears as well. So they are going to be glued pretty much directly towards the center. Oh, okay, so we've got Malia. Wow, cardiac nurse, 12-hour days. Wow. That's got to be a job. Wow. That's cool. Really cool. So if you're new, I'm an interpreter for the deaf, but next year I will not be because we don't have enough kiddos. So I'll actually be an SEA, which is SEA, Student Educational Aid. I always have to stop and think about that because we just use that acronym all over the place. We don't actually say it out what it is. So cheers, guys. So this is the part where I want to make sure that I get this head on kind of straight and the feet on straight, so that when I set up my card, he's not standing crooked. But I think the first thing I'll do is put on the ears. So I just put a little bit of glue across about maybe 1/3 of that ear or so, because it's going to hide underneath a little bit. So you can see where the glue is. And then I'm just going to put that underneath. And then that way, if you're using wet glue, you have a moment to like figure out like if that's not far apart enough for you, or however you want to do it. Holy cow, it almost exactly where I was before. That's pretty crazy. So this guy is going to want to go on here. Here is my top. So this is going to be level, right? And then the head's going to go right here. Now you can glue this directly down. It doesn't matter, but I am going to use my 3D foam that I have, and you can find this in the store if you want some of it. I try to always cut it with my non-stick scissors. And so I cut 2 pieces of it, and I double stack this. And I'm going to do it on the bottom of the head, close to the bottom as I can. And then just glue one on top of the other, and that's it. And then I'm going to, like I said, keep an eye out for leveling the card if you can. And so that's about where it's going to be, about there. And then squish it down so that it stays on there. Let me see, how did I do with this one? Almost the same. It doesn't really matter. Now the eyes are going to be something that you can make up and do however you want. You can make him have crazy eyes. You can put them exactly in the middle and have, you know, big, like, puppy dog eyes. You can make him have, like, crisscrossy eyes, like this. I mean, it's just going to be whatever you want. So if you want him to have wacky eyes, puppy eyes, crisscross eyes, or maybe he's looking outwards. Maybe he's looking one way. He's looking up at the sky. Maybe he's rolling his eyes. Have fun with it. I mean, do whatever you want for your eyes. I did mine really close to the bottom. So if you're looking to do something similar to this, they're really close to the bottom. It doesn't matter. However you want to do them. Just put a little bit of glue on the bottom and put them where they need to go. So super exciting. My patrons, I reached 40 patrons before the end of May. And I've reached that goal. That's awesome. I've got 2 more goals listed on the Patreon page if you're interested. If you're already my patron, you probably follow my goals to see where I'm at and what I'm looking to do or accomplish within the next several months or so. And a couple of things that I'm working on is to get a microphone so that all the distortion in my voice when I get excited, I can alleviate that. And then the other thing would be a box for taking photos so that my thumbnails and stuff aren't yellow and funny looking. Now, I left his face plain. I didn't put like a little J mark where his mouth could be. You can add that kind of stuff. You can put a little rouge on his cheeks. You could add little arms if you want, but I really like the way this was, and I always like to leave my project a little bit open for your interpretation and for you to make this uniquely your own, right? That's kind of like my thing. So that's where I'm at with that. Now what I'm going to do here is I've kind of decided where I want these to be. So I'm going to glue them down. So your art does not have to look like everybody else's art. Like maybe in the beginning, if you're super new, you probably copy things, you know, relatively closely, and that's okay. I mean, I do a lot of copying of art. But then as you learn, as you gain experience and stuff, you just start to take things that other people make and what we call scrap lifting, which is copying somebody else's idea, but then you're always going to put your own twist on it. So it really is going to become uniquely your own and different from the one that you saw. So on his little nose is going to go. He is going to look a little bit different than my other guy. And then the white for his eyes and his nose could be drawn on any way you want. They don't have to be the same. Okay, let me see if I can put these guys next to each other so you can get a good look at that. Now his feet, I colored his feet. I drew them on. Okay, I'm going to show you how I drew these on. And it's really simple because all you have to be able to do is draw a circle and some ovals. So I start at the top, okay, and I draw a little oval for his one little, you know, paw pad, and then one to the right of it and one to the left of it. And then in the bottom, I just draw one big circle here. And you can use template for those too if you know, if you're bugged about how your circles look or they're not perfect enough for you or whatever. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm just going to draw out 3 little ovals and color them in. If you don't like the shape, go back in and fix it up. And then one big circle. And that's it. Super easy, right? Oh, there we go. And the reason why these look so different is because I did use the gel pen to put little things on. Now, I put mine so that his feet were kind of like inward because I thought that was really cute. You can make your little feet rocking outward. That would be cute, so I think I'll do that on this one. This is where you're going to want to make sure that your card is level when you glue these on, because if you glue them on so that they touch the ground, so to speak, then your card will stand up when it's opened. And he won't rock back and forth like mine does. But if you put them too wide, like if you put them way out here, it's going to be cute, but then you gotta recognize that if you want to put these in an A2 size card envelope, here's an A2 size card, his little feet can't be, you know, way out here because it won't fit in the envelope then. This guy will because he fits in the parameters of that card shape. So keep that in mind when you're making it, all right? So I'm going to put him on here. I do kind of want mine to fit in there. So I am going to point him out, but I'm going to point them out and try to make sure they stay within those parameters. And then I'm also going to I'm going to pop these guys up too. You don't have to. You can just put yours straight on. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to cut off just a little bit of this foam tape, and these are only going to go up by like 1 level. The head I popped up on 2, and the feet I'm just going to pop up on 1. So I'm just going to make sure Try to make sure that I'm only putting that where it's going to touch that paper. And I'll show you a little trick if yours is a little off and there's some sticky showing on how to get that to not be sticky. So I'm going to move him up just a tad. It's good to have another card template around if you want to make sure that it's going to be mailable. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm just making sure that where I stick it, he's just going to still be. And then I've got just a little bit of corners out here. All I'm going to do is take my Embossing Buddy and just tap it, because that's going to take away the sticky. If you want to create your own Embossing Buddy, all you need is a little sock, a baby sock or a used sock, and some talcum powder or baby powder. Wrap it up in your sock. I've got a video how-to on that, and then you can just use that to powder those. That smells good. It smells like baby powder. I love it. So there's another version of that card. He's got his toes turned out and he's got his toes turned in. And now I'm going to show you a little bit about how I put on the white. And I use the white gel pen, and these are also in the store if you're looking for a white gel pen. These are the only ones that I use, and it is the Signo Uniball white gel pen. I turned off the crazy, what do you call it, focus, just because it jumps so much. I'd love to get another camera too sometime. Yeah, just, I would love it. It would be awesome if I could get another camera for you guys. There we go. Signo Uniball, my absolute favorite ever. And now we're just going to put the little marks on his toes and on his eyes. So I'm going to bring you in just a little bit here. So the toes are super simple. You're just going to use one side, whatever side of the toe that you want, and just put a little white mark there. It's nothing too hard. One thing I do want to mention though is the lighter touch you have, the better it rolls and the more white comes out. So if you're having a hard time with your white gel pen, that your white is not coming out the way you think it should, try not pressing as hard, okay? So don't forget, if you guys don't want to join on Patreon because it's something you choose not to do or you're not able to do it, these videos will always be free. My channel will always be free to everyone and anyone, and I encourage everyone to watch. So I do make a little bit of money on the AdSense that comes on the beginning of my videos as well. So you being here and watching is helping me as well and will sustain my channel into the future. So thanks for being here. There is also this other really cool thing called Super Chat. So if you ever wanted to just do a one-time donation while we're doing a live event, you can bump the little $sign that's underneath the chat and do a one-time donation. It's called Super Chat, and then that'll bump it right into, and then everyone will see that on the screen. It's really quite cool. And that's just another option too, if you ever want to try doing that. So I'm going to jump up to his eyes and his nose, and if you see on this one, I'll bump this one down. I did like a line and a dot for his nose, and then 2 dots, actually, in a little one, and then 2 dots for his eyes. You can do whatever you want. It really doesn't matter. This time I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. Do you see how I'm not getting that? It's not dried up. I just roll it on my finger a little bit to get it going again, and then it just comes right back. Because I was yakking and I let the end kind of get a little dry. So this time I'm doing a slightly different shape. Do you see that? And I'm just going to follow that shape and do that kind of shape on the other eye. I don't know that it truly matters what kind of shape and what kind of, design you decide to do on yours. They're always going to turn out really cute. They're always going to give it a slightly different look. And so this time, I'm just going to go back and forth and do a much wider one on this guy. A really wide one. There we go. And I'm going to do a dot on either side. I don't know if that really matters, but look at the difference in his face. Play around with said, search the internet, you know, by all means, look at other creators. This is where I get a lot of my information from. A lot of my my abilities and my experience comes from that. So like if you want to do something different on his feet, you know, you want to add another dot on his foot, you can do that too. So here, I'll add another little dot. I mean, play around with it and pick the eyes or the look of the you know, the bear and the creatures and animals and people that you see online as well, and you'll come up with your own style and what you think is the coolest, you know, kind of look. And then there's other things that you can do to your bear, like I said, if you want to make it uniquely yours and not just like mine. So if you're a beginner, you want to go step by step, maybe get a little experience under your belt, create something that's exactly the same. And as you gain that, not only the experience, but like when you gain the confidence and the like, wow, yeah, I can do this, then you're going to want it, you're just going to go nuts and create everything all on your own, right? And make it really, really cool. So this, let's see how he stands, because I didn't even check him out. So I tried to make sure that, yeah, I'm a little bit off. If you look, this line isn't parallel to his feet. So when he stands, he's gonna, oh no, because I made his little feet hang off a little bit more. Check it out. He stands pretty square on. That's pretty cool. You have to play around with that a little bit. This guy leans to one side. He rocks a little bit because his feet don't literally touch, okay? These little feet I put further down on the ground, so when I put something across the bottom, you can see the bottom of his feet touch, and so he stands perfectly still. This guy wobbles. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. He leans to one side. He's a crooked bear. But yeah, I do like the fact that this guy stands up. Now, if you want to add little arms and stuff and cute little touches, like, just go for it. Okay, somebody wants to see the cat. The cat I made in literally like 5 minutes. I threw them together just to see if I could create it. Yeah, not my favorite. Little eyes totally disappear onto the little white background, and you know, this was all just create. Oh, Penny, you are so awesome. So do you see the little blue box? If you guys are following chat, Penny did a $2 donation on the super chat. That is so sweet. Thanks, Penny. Cheers to you. Should I do a little dance for you? Oh my gosh. I'm going to dance with my cat. Dance with Penny. Dance for Penny. Dance for Penny. Thank you, girl. So, back to the cat. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see if I can find one of my little, I'm going to outline his eye. If my little, oh my gosh, did I run out of ink? No, I didn't. Here we go. There we go. I'm just going to outline his eye because his eyes disappeared in there. Oops, I did a little black on his eye. Anyway, now you can kind of see his eyes pop out a little bit more. Maybe I'll add just some black scribbles in here to make his scribbles stand out. So we go. We'll add in a little bit of extra color, and maybe I'll just do something with his little paws. So this doesn't just have to be a bear, you guys. You could take that template. I need to make up some more dances, I'll tell you what. That dance was pretty lame. But then I could add a little bit to the top by his ear. You could make a koala bear. If you tried, you could make cats and dogs and, gosh, what else could we make? Tons of stuff, right? I'm just going to cover up my little boo-boo by making his nose a little bigger. So, and then his little feet. His little feet are kind of disappearing too because they're so white. I'm just going to outline him in black quick. But I would love to see some of these circle animal cards over on quality crafts. So next time I go over there, that would be really cool. We could, if you guys just fill the whole thing with all kinds of circular animal cards, I think that would be really fun. Like this one, like he could have a tail on him, but you just want to make sure that if you're going to do a tail, again, here's the back template of another card. So if you do a tail, you maybe want to make sure that the tail like maybe comes up around his ear or something, just so that you know that it's going to fit inside the envelope. Unless you're handing this to somebody, you know, face to face, then that's not a really big deal. Okay, so I definitely would have inked up the edges of around his face so his face stuck out a little bit too. Yeah, give him little claws. That's a good idea. Cute idea. Let's do that. Since we got a little bit of extra time yet, wow, I can't believe that I made something in less than an hour. There's some little claws for his little cat feet. A panda bear would be cute. Cat, dog, koala. What else? I really want to put something. I wonder if I could get him off of here without completely destroying him. Oh, yes. Okay. Let's go around him with some black since I have it. My black's up here. Right? Wrap the tail around the front. Good ideas, guys. So I'm just going to, oh, wow, this really, I'm using this tool, which is something I don't use often. And maybe this is why. It's different than what I'm used to using. I am not practiced with this at all. But now you can see his little head, because he's got black around the edge. Do you see that? Wow, I guess I wasn't expecting it to be quite that dark. I was looking more for a fuzzier edge. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to keep going around until some of that just disappears. Maybe we could do his body too. There we go. A little bit less black and a little bit more fuzzy gray. That's awesome. Whoops. Whoa. I'm sticking to everything and I got black everywhere. Let me just get rid of that little guy. And then if I stick him back on there. So there we go. He kind of stands out a little bit more with that black around his face. You could even do little pink circles around. Let me see if I got a little pink piece of paper sitting here. This is kind of dark, but let's do some really small ones. Since we've got a few extra minutes, we might as well deck him out, right? We could put little pink circles on his cheeks. Wow, they don't turn out quite as bright in the camera as they do. That's kind of cute. But then he would need some little mouth marks, I think. If you do the cheeks, I think he needs the little... I hate to do that, because what if I ruin him, right? I really like that guy. Let's experiment on this dude. You can always make more, right? Don't forget the template is free. If you guys are new here, you can find that on Quality Crafts. Excuse me. And I do want to recognize again the fact that I reached my goal. So I'm at 40 patrons, you guys. This is amazing. You are super awesome community here. And I really, 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 from the bottom of my heart, am so grateful for you guys helping me out so that I can sustain this channel for everyone and keep it free all the time. So those guys who, that's my screen there. I lost a couple of things and had to move some stuff around today. Those guys who are on this list, you guys are making sure that my content stays free and is always around for everyone to enjoy. And so I just want to celebrate you guys. Oh, Judy Estrada, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, great card, Jen. We appreciate you and your work. Thank you so much, Judy. You are awesome. You're amazing. So here we've got here are some of the other people that weren't mentioned just because they weren't in white, but Jocelyn Perry, Penny Ratcliffe, Pam Hotland, Deb Witt, Maud Percival, Jenny Maxim, Janet Smith, Pamela Wilbur, thank you guys, Sandy Hensel, Christina Kraft, Tracy Devine, Tammy Valley, thank you guys for being here so much for supporting me. Jerry Scott, Michelle Calvert, Jane Knapp, Connie Creighton, Sean Schwendinger, Sherry Furr, thank you guys very much. Susan Hammond Norman, Merritt Simonson, Lisa Ann Baker, thank you for being here. Sherry Weeks, Sassy Pants Incorporated, Carol Ann Feltis, Sherry Wilson, Judy Estrada, thank you so much. I really appreciate your guys' support. Donna Burrows, Christy Essence, Sandra Marino, Sharon Powis, Maria Melody Lane, Betty Tanner, and Jennifer Dotson Lukes. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here and supporting me so that I can keep my channel always free for everyone who chooses not to or cannot pledge, because never any judgment from me, you guys. Never ever. I'm super happy that you guys are here, that you enjoy what I do, that you support what I do by being encouraging and let me know what you guys want to see, because that's very important to me and always will be. Here's my silly cat. I'll put him in here too. So we're nearly to the end of the video. I just want to show one more time the template. So if you haven't already gotten it or you feel like you need that, go ahead and go over to qualitycrafts.com and the store and get yourself this template for free. It doesn't cost anything. All you have to do is just put it in your cart and then check out. And then you can print it, cut around them all, save them in a baggie or in a place where you will have them to retrace over later on when you want to create something different and you want to remake this card. And this is how they end up looking. Super cute. They totally fit in an A2 size envelope. And they're really super fun. I can't wait to see the other animals that you guys come up with. So make sure that you put them over on Quality Crafts. So if you're not already a member of Quality Crafts, that's totally free. It's a Facebook group. No participation police, no commitment required, and no drama. So everyone and anyone who's here is welcome to come on over. Just click on the group. Let me know that you want to come in. Answer the 3 questions so that we can keep you safe from spam, scam, and not putting people in the group that don't want to be there. That's one of the things I hear a lot. Don't put me in a group. Don't add your friends to the group. If they don't want to necessarily be in the group, everyone should come on their own accord, because it just makes it a lot more fun when you know you want to be there. We have a challenge every week from Sunday to Sunday, so tune in on Sunday for another live event just like this, where I'll show you how to create something or do a technique that you can enter into the challenge, and maybe you'll be the winner, and we will celebrate the person who wins that challenge. And then also I do a 5-minute card every Wednesday, so I hope you'll check that out, because I take a lot of time to edit those videos and add in a lot of really funny quips. I hope you get my humor, because I think they're really funny, and I get a lot of comments on that. So there's a bunch of stuff this summer that's in the works. It's going to be super fun. As soon as I'm done with my full-time regular job, I'm going to be all yours all summer long, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So if there aren't any other questions, let's see, I'm just kind of go back through the chat just a second. If you're watching this archived, I apologize, but I have a community that's here, and I'd like to make sure that I notice everything that they have to say. And I think I don't think I have any more questions. So I guess this is the very end of the video, and you guys all know what I'm going to say, right? I can't wait to see you guys next video.